Hey everybody, welcome to Midweek Momentum of the Leading Life Podcast. This is a shorter episode on Wednesday, so we can keep you moving throughout the week. So here's a quick story to help you think about when you feel like the burdens in your life are just so heavy. And I think we all get caught up in that, like, man, I've got so much stuff going on right now, and every day is like a major struggle. I heard this story from a friend of mine when I lived in upstate New York for a couple years, where I was managing a store. And I was kind of feeling discouraged about success not being more, quick to come or being overnight. When you're in your early 20s, it's like you kind of want everything right away. You want to build this life before 25, which rarely ever happens. And so here it is. A man is walking through the desert and he's going for miles and miles on this journey, and he has this cross on his back, and the cross on his back is weighing him down. And it's weighing him down so much he feels like, I don't know if I can go for another mile. This thing is just so heavy, I can't take it anymore. And so after a while, he sees a cave in the distance, and he walks up to the cave, and there's an old man standing outside, and the old man says to him, hey, you look tired, why don't you come in and rest for a bit? So he goes into the cave, he takes off his cross, and he leans it against the wall. And the man sits down, and he talks with the older man for a while, and then he starts to look around the cave and he sees all these different crosses. And so after a little bit, he said, well, I better get back on my journey. And the old man said to him, I'll tell you what, instead of walking out with that big heavy cross that you were wearing, I want you to pick out another cross. You can have any cross that you see in this cave. And so the man looks for the smallest possible cross that he could find. And he says, hey, I want that one. And the old man looks at him and says, fine, but that's the one you came in with. So the story means different things to different people, but I think we can all take away from it that sometimes our problems are not as big as we may feel. And sometimes the load we are carrying feels heavier than it needs to be. And I want to remind you that everything you're doing right now is moving the needle forward in your life, even though it may not feel like it. When I first moved to Orlando and I was waiting out by the bus stop to take 2 or 3 different buses just to get to my job, and I would ask myself, God, is this worth it at all? And I'd be tired and sweaty by the time I got to work, where I had some position I was way overqualified for, making $7.50 an hour. I never gave up. I kept going. I spent my last pocket full of change to get on that bus every day, but I made sure I showed up. And the bottom line, it was worth it because it built an incredible career from there. So if you think life is hard, and it is hard, when I'm at my toughest moments, I remind myself life is easy. My mindset makes it hard. And the last thing I want to leave you with is there is about 80% or more of the world that would love to take that load that you're carrying. There are 673 million people globally right now that will not have enough to eat today. And based on the most recent national data, in January 2024 alone, there was almost 300,000 people that were unsheltered across the United States. So I want you to remember, no matter how big your problems feel in the moment, they're not as big as sometimes we make them out to be. Take micro breaks into your day. Take 2 minutes, do some deep breathing, stand up, and reset your nervous system. Grab the good you got going on in your life and keep working at it. Keep putting your energies into what's going to give you the greatest rewards. Keep working on getting that next promotion. Keep working on being the best mother and father you can be. You don't need a perfect day to make progress. You just need one honest step in the right direction. Trust me, it's all worth it in the end. And that's my midweek momentum. Go out and be the hero in somebody's story today, but most importantly, be the hero in your own story. That load you're carrying is not as heavy as you think.